folks. One of the joys of my time on this channel so far has been the steady flow of book recommendations hitting the comments on my videos and in the community posts. Sometimes that's at my prompting, but often it's a spontaneous sharing of, "Ooh, if you like that one, you'll love this one." Here then are 10 book recommendations selected at random from the comments from the first 6 months on the channel. In no particular order, let's go. Both Andrew Helm and Stephen Everett were at pains to heartily recommend the Darkover series by Marion Zimmer Bradley, the first book of which was published in the early 1970s. Darkover is a science fiction, or is it fantasy, saga that spans numerous novels, short stories and anthologies. Set on the fictional planet of Darkover, the series weaves a rich tapestry of political intrigue, telepathy, psychic abilities, and a unique blend of science and what often appears to be magic. After crash landing their colony ship and unable to communicate with anyone or anything off planet, humans are forced to settle the planet with what resources they have. An initial focus is producing sufficient children with sufficient genetic diversity to sustain the colony. And there's also interbreeding with the indigenous Chieri people. Through this interbreeding over hundreds of years, the humans develop powerful psychic talents, including telepathy, telekinesis and more, and this plays a central role in the series. Over time, Darkover has developed into a feudal system, with the most power and influence going to those with the strongest psychic powers. The Darkover novels often explore themes of power, social hierarchy and personal growth. A couple of thousand years after the original crash landing, Earth in the form of the Terran Empire re-establishes contact and builds a spaceport on Darkover. The resulting clash of civilizations and the struggle for control of Darkover provides source material for several of the books in the series. Bradley's writing is known for its intricate world building, complex characters, and exploration of gender and power dynamics. Darkover has garnered a devoted fanbase and has had a lasting impact on the science fiction and fantasy genres. My name's John, by the way, and you're watching SciFiScavenger. Mark recommends Death's Head by David Gunn. Death's Head is the first book in David Gunn's military science fiction series, featuring the gritty and no-nonsense protagonist, Sven Svetskerg. The story is set in a dark and war-torn future, where competing factions strive for control of the galaxy. Punished for insubordination, Sven is close to death when the military camp in which he is imprisoned is overrun by the alien ferox. Through some non-human DNA in his genetic makeup, Sven is able to communicate telepathically with the ferox, and Sven is spared. He ultimately comes to the attention of the Octo-V faction and their Death's Head regiment, elite enforcers of the Octo-V Emperor's will. Sven is a formidable and morally ambiguous character, known for his combat skills and lack of adherence to authority. Equipped with an intelligent gun and an illegal symbiont, Sven is sent to a faraway planet, the latest battleground between the Octo-V and another faction, the Uplifted. There he finds himself in the midst of a military disaster, one that will take all of his courage and all of his firepower to survive. The plot's relentless, an action-packed journey through a universe filled with war, conspiracies and brutal battles. Gunn's writing style is fast-paced and unapologetically violent, creating a dark and gritty atmosphere. The novel explores themes of identity, loyalty and the consequences of blindly following orders in a dystopian future. Sounds like fun! Omnivorous Deb down in Australia recommended Slan by A. Van Vogt. Serialised in the early 1940s and then arriving in book form in 1946, Slan is a classic science fiction novel covering prejudice, discrimination and the evolution of humanity. Set in a future world, Earth is inhabited by two distinct species, humans and Slans. Slans are evolved humans named after their alleged creator, Samuel Lan. They have the psychic abilities to read minds and are super intelligent. They possess near limitless stamina, nerves of steel, and superior strength and speed. There are two kinds of Slans. One type has tendrils on their heads and can read the minds of ordinary humans and telepathically communicate with other Slans. And the tendrils are golden coloured, making it easy to spot a Slan. These Slans are hunted to near extinction. The other type is tendrilless, still super intelligent but without psychic abilities, except the ability to hide their thoughts from the first type of Slan. The human dictator, Keir Grey, leads a campaign to exterminate all the Slans. The story follows Jommy Cross, a young Slan who is orphaned and left to fend for himself in a hostile world. His quest for survival and understanding leads him to uncover the secrets of Slan history, their telepathic abilities and their mission to help humanity evolve. Jommy becomes a symbol of hope and change for both Slans and humans, and he strives to bridge the gap between the two species. Slan is a tale of espionage, intrigue and societal conflict. It raises questions about the fear of the other, the consequences of prejudice and the potential for humanity to overcome its limitations through evolution and understanding. Let me just pause for a moment to welcome new subscribers. I really appreciate your commitment to the channel and I hope that you stick around. And if it's your first time here, a particular welcome to you. And if this is the kind of science fiction content that you appreciate, then I really encourage you to subscribe. Thank you, it really helps me to grow the channel. Right, where were we? Ah yes, Ira over at Science Fiction Words of Wonder recommended All My Sins Remembered by Joe Haldeman, published in 1977. All My Sins Remembered follows the life and career of Otto McGavin, a skilled secret agent recruited to work for a mysterious agency of the Confederation. He is attracted by their mission to protect threatened life throughout the galaxy, whether human or alien. It's consistent with his peaceful Anglo-Buddhist principles. Otto's new masters have other plans, however. By overlaying his base personality with others and giving him a series of temporary bodies, Otto becomes the ruthlessly effective prime operator the Confederation really needs. Over the course of decades of interstellar subterfuge and violence, Otto is a spy, a cold-blooded killer, an assassin, a sterilizer of planets, the very antithesis of his base personality. What toll must that take? Before he can leave this life behind, Otto McGavin will somehow have to come to terms with who he really is and the monstrous things that he's done. Recommended by Espresso Rick, The Three Stigmata of Palmer Eldritch is a mind-bending science fiction novel by Philip K. Dick that explores themes of reality, identity and the blurred lines between the real and the artificial. Set in a future where Earth is devastated by climate change and overpopulation, a lottery decides who will become a colonist on Mars. Most people drafted in this way escape their harsh life through the use of a drug called Can-D, which allows them to experience shared hallucinations of a better life on the Martian colony. The story centres on Barney Mayerson, precog working for a product developer, and Leo Bolero, a top executive in the same company. When Palmer Eldritch, a mysterious and powerful figure, returns from a mission to Prox, a distant star, he brings with him a new drug called Chu-Z, which promises even more intense escapism. But it blurs the lines between reality and illusion, challenging the very nature of existence. As the narrative unfolds, the characters grapple with their own identities, the consequences of their drug-induced experiences, and the question of whether they are living in a genuine reality or a fabricated one. Typical of some of Dick's work, the novel is a psychedelic and thought-provoking exploration of the human psyche, the nature of consciousness, and the potential consequences of unchecked escapism. I read it too. It was my first Philip K. Dick book, and I was left a little bit underwhelmed. But clearly it appeals to many, so what do I know? Recommended by Tom Oser, Dream Park was written by Larry Niven and Stephen Barnes and published in 1981. The book is set in a futuristic and immersive theme park. In this world, Dream Park offers visitors the chance to participate in highly realistic and interactive live-action role-playing games, or LARPs, where participants take on various roles and embark on thrilling adventures. The story follows a group of LARPers who are chosen to take part in a grand quest within the park. However, as the game unfolds, real danger emerges when one of the participants is killed, and the line between game and reality blurs. The park's creators must unravel the mystery whilst keeping the integrity of the game intact. The plotting is multi-levelled. We're given parallel stories involving the game story itself, as the player characters learn the scenario, solve various puzzles, and engage in simulated battles with enemies. The players and their real-world relationships with each other and the game organisers. And then events affecting the venue staff and a kind of out-of-game plot or conspiracy that will impact everyone involved. These are high-stakes games with massive publicity and cutting-edge technology, and they're therefore attractive to a variety of criminals. Dream Park blends elements of science fiction, fantasy and mystery, all at the intersection of technology and entertainment. Back Away from the Donkey thinks very highly of Memoirs of a Spacewoman by Naomi Mitchison, published in 1962. This notable feminist work offers a unique and introspective exploration of human contact with extraterrestrial life. The story revolves around the life and experiences of Mary, a pioneering spacewoman whose job it is to establish communication with various alien species. Mary is a specialist in a kind of telepathy that allows her to communicate with nearly every species she comes across in her exploration. She operates in a society where women are just as likely as men to be leaders, although she herself prefers not to lead. Their society doesn't engage with the same rules of sexual expression that we do. Mary is aware of her female sexuality and is free to enjoy it as she pleases. This results in her having multiple children. 4 of her children are described as normal, as they were conceived just as any other child would be. Viola, however, was conceived after her getting intimate with a Martian. As the title suggests, this book is written in the form of Mary's personal journal, providing us with a deeply intimate look at her thoughts and experiences. As she encounters diverse alien races, each with its own unique characteristics and communication challenges, she reflects on the profound implications of these encounters for human understanding and evolution. Brian Edwards is a fan of Still River by Hal Clement, published in 1981. Still River takes place on a distant and inhospitable alien world, exploring the challenges and possibilities of human survival in extreme conditions. The story follows a group of young scientists and their guide as they embark on a journey to study the unique ecosystem of the alien planet. The planet is characterised by a constant massive storm system that rages across its surface. To study this environment, the team must use specialised vehicles and protective gear, battling extreme winds and the constant threat of being swept away by the storm. As they investigate the planet's unusual geology and atmosphere, they make groundbreaking discoveries. Hal Clement is never happier than when he's writing rock-hard sciencey science fiction, and Still River is no exception. The characterisation is very much an afterthought. Still River is exciting though, with plenty of scientific exploration and problem solving, emphasising the importance of teamwork and adaptability in extreme circumstances. It also explores the relationship between humans and alien environments, as well as the drive to uncover the mysteries of the universe, showcasing Clement's talent for world building and scientific detail, making it a classic in the genre. Brett Robson and Rob Broadhurst are both champions of Spin by Robert Charles Wilson, published in 2005, winner of the Hugo Award for the Best Novel the following year. Spin is a thought-provoking science fiction novel that explores the cosmic and existential implications of a mysterious phenomenon. The story begins with three childhood friends, Tyler Dupre and twins Jason and Diane Lawton. Together they witness the stars simultaneously wink out like someone turned out the light. And it turns out that Earth has been enclosed, wrapped up if you like, in a semi-permeable spin membrane that slows down the progression of time relative to the rest of the universe. For every year passing on Earth within the spin membrane, 100 million years pass on the outside. We've been isolated, but by what, or who, and for what reason? The phenomenon raises questions about the future of humanity, and the suddenly impending death of the sun, and the potential consequences of this isolation. As they grow up, the three children pursue different paths. The story focuses on the lives of the three friends as they navigate the societal and personal ramifications of the spin, including the quest for answers, coping with the psychological toll, and the search for a way to mitigate the consequences of a dying sun. Spin and its two sequels have been on my radar for a while, and now I really want to read them. Death Slinky recommends Ash by Mary Gentle. While not strictly science fiction, more fantasy or alternative history, we'll allow it on the basis that Mary Gentle has some sci-fi game, and because I like the sound of it. Gentle uses an interesting framing technique. It purports to be based on the findings of a historian and exchanges with their publisher as they write a book. As the author of the fictional work of scholarship delves more deeply, they begin to doubt what they know of history. We're introduced to the remarkable orphan Ash, who grows up with mercenaries and possesses a unique ability known as the Voice, which gives Ash tactical and military advice. Ash's journey begins when she leads her own company of soldiers, including her close friend Florian, hired for a mission in 1477. Upon arriving in Italy, they encounter a startling situation. Carthage, a dark and formidable force, invades Italy under the influence of a magical curse. This is not Carthage as we know it, but a barbarian horde of Visigoths who've established a base in North Africa. As Ash's troops face this supernatural invasion, they encounter the enigmatic Carthaginian general Faris, who possesses the same voice as Ash, using it to conquer Europe. The story takes a turn as darkness spreads across the continent. When Ash is captured by Faris's forces, she unravels the truth about her origin as part of a Carthaginian eugenics program, and this revelation sparks a daring rescue mission and the discovery of sentient pyramids known as wild machines. These machines are orchestrating the invasion to create a dark miracle that would wipe out humanity to save reality itself. The story unfolds with Ash and her company striving to thwart the wild machine's sinister plan, leading to a gripping showdown with Faris. As the fate of the world hangs in the balance, Ash faces a momentous decision, one that will determine the future of humanity and the fate of reality. I really like the sound of it, but I'll have to wait until I get hold of a copy, and it's not that easy to find. In fact, I want to read all of these books. Thanks to everybody that took the time to recommend a book. There are many others that I could have included in this list, and more added every week. If this video does well, I'll definitely do more like it in the future. Let me know in the comments if this was a good use of a video, and if there's a book that you love that you really want to recommend. As always, thank you for watching, and until next time, bye for now.